Welcome to another MECH 1000 video. In this video I would like to show you how to make a title block, and I have posted to Blackboard a PDF file that is a rather simplified title block. There is one in the textbook, but I feel it's overly complicated. So the title block that I would like for you to make and use throughout the rest of the semester is a simplified version. So here's my title block that I would like you to make. It's 11 inches wide, 8.5 inches tall, and that's the border, and then offset in from that 1/4 of an inch is a second border. And then the block itself, the title block down here, is 4 inches wide by 1 3/4 inches tall. And we've got a block or rectangle for your name, the title of the drawing, the scale of the drawing, the date, and the sheet number. And then we have this space here reserved for a logo that we can add at a later time. So we can create this title block in the model space, and then I have another video that will show you how to then take the title block from the model space and put it into paper space. So it's probably a good idea to create a new layer for this title block. And so I'll go to my layer properties, start a new layer, and call this one title block. And I'll just leave it white. That's fine. And a continuous line type, that's fine as well. So I'll switch to that layer and start a rectangle. I'll start it at the origin, and I'll make it 8.5 by 11. So this is going to be for an A size sheet of paper, which is 8.5 by 11, or since we're doing it landscape orientation, it's going to be 11, 8.5. And then I can use the offset command to offset it in 1/4 of an inch. So now I've got my outer and inner border. To make the actual title block down here, everything is multiples of 1/4 of an inch. So I'll turn on my snap mode and set the snap spacing for now to 1/4 of an inch. And I guess I'll start maybe by making the overall size of the title block, which is going to be 4 inches wide by 1.75 inches tall. And then I can just move that into the corner. And I've got a line here. I'm going to draw it along the left edge and then move it over 2.5 inches. And I'll draw a line along the bottom here and then move it up 1/2 inch. Oh, something went wrong there. It went a little crooked on me. So let's try that again. I have to redraw the line and then move it straight up 0.5. There we go. That time it went straight up. I'll draw a line and turn off the snap mode. Actually, I can do this with my object snap. Draw a line there and then move it up another 1/2 inch. And over here, I'll draw a line from there to there and move it up. Let's see, how far do I want this one? 0.75. This box is going to be a little bit bigger because that's where the title of the drawing is going to go. Okay, so the thing that I see most students getting wrong with this is the text and the text orientation, or rather the justification of the text. So first of all, I would like all of the text in your title block to be Tahoma font, and the small text in the upper left corner, let's zoom in on this, should be upper or top left justified. So name, title, scale, sheet, and date. And it's all going to be 0.0625 height with a Tahoma font. So what I could do is I can create a text style. So I can go to the Annotate tab, click in the lower right corner of the text toolbar, and I can create a new style, and I can call this Tahoma 0.625. Change the font to Tahoma and make the height 0.625. Apply and close, and then I can either do, I'll do multi-line text, but I want to make sure that I'm selecting my 0.625. Oh, 0.0625. I wondered why it was coming in so big. So I need to edit that, don't I? I need to come back here. Well, let me rename it. Yes, let's rename it 0.0625 just to be clear, and set the height to 0.0625. Apply, close. Okay, it's set to my current text style. I'll make some multi-line text. I'll select this first box, and I'll write name. And here's the important part. I want it top left justified. Close the text editor. Now that makes it right on. You can see the top left corner of the capital N in name is right on that line. And I don't want it to be right on the line. I want for there to be a gap. Here we go, 0.0625, that's a 1/16 of an inch, 0.0625 space between the text and the borders, typical. So here's the easiest way I know of to do that. I'm going to turn on the snap setting and adjust the snap spacing to be 0.0625. That's a 1/16 of an inch. And then I can just highlight the text, grab that grip in the upper left corner, and just come down 1/16 and to the right 1/16. And there we go. So now I have my text with the 1/16 inch gap between it and the border. Now I could repeat that process, but I think what's easier to do here is just to copy this text from that corner to that one, and this one, and that one, and then just double click on the text to edit it. So the first one is name, this one title, this one is scale, date, and sheet. Okay, now for the larger text or kind of medium-sized text where your actual name, the actual date, the actual sheet number, and the actual scale will go. This is going to be the medium-sized text. It's 1/8 of an inch, same Tahoma font, but because it's in the bottom right corner of these boxes, I want it to be bottom right justified. So again, I can make a new text style. I suppose I don't strictly have to make a new style, but I'm going to do that anyways. I could just make a text with the current style and then edit it after the fact, but I'll go ahead and do it ahead of time. create the new style, call this one Tahoma 0.125. Or you could call it Tahoma medium, or you can call it whatever you want to. That's not really the important thing. The important thing is that we set the height in advance to what we want it to be. Apply and close. Make sure that's the current active text style. And then again, I'll make my multi-line text. I'll pick the upper left and bottom right corners of that box. Except this time, instead of being top left justified, I want it to be bottom right justified. And I'll type in my name. You obviously should type in your name. But again, like the bottom of the G is right on the line, N is right on the line, and I want there to be a bit of a space there, 1/16 of an inch, in fact. So I'll highlight it so I can grab that bottom grip and just move this over and up a 1/16 of an inch. And now I have that desired space between the text and the border. And once you've made one instance of the text, I think it's easiest to just copy it. Copy it from there to here, to here, here. And the scale, obviously that's going to change with each drawing, but we'll type something in there as a placeholder. We'll type in 1:1. And then if our actual scale is something different, we'll just edit that text. The date, again, we'll just manually type it in, and we'll might as well use today's date, which is 8. I'm recording this on 8/28/2020, and obviously that's something you'll need to update whenever you use this title block. And finally, the sheet. Most drawings we do, in fact, all drawings we do, are only one drawing long, one of one. But of course, if you're doing a large project with multiple sheets, you might have 1 of 5, 2 of 5, 3 of 5, and so on. So the first number is telling you what this sheet number is, and the second number tells you how many sheets total there are. The last text, the big text, is for the title of the drawing. It's 1/4 of an inch tall. So again, I'll make a new text style. And change its height. And then use that style to make, again, some multi-line text. I'll use the corners of the box as the 2 points I click. And this I want to be middle center justified. I want it to be right in the middle of that box. And I'll just call this title for now, as just a placeholder. Now, if in the future you find that you cannot get the title of your drawing to fit in this box, all you'll need to do is double click it, highlight it, and change that size to something smaller. So if 1/4 of an inch isn't going to fit, you can make it smaller. 1/4 of an inch is just there as a starting point, really. And that's it. That's our rather simplified title block that you can use. Like I said, I've got another video that will show you how to take this title block and put it into your paper space.